Yeah, first I think the first half was very bad on our side. We had a lot of respect. Players were not confident. Some of our key players never had any sniff of the game in the first half. But second half, I think when we wanted to put our front foot forward and try to force them not to have space and time from their build-ups, that's where we started to see some elements that could give us something. And I do believe our second half was very strong. Unfortunately, to only have scored from a penalty. I think there were many instances where we got into their box, but our decision making, our positional play was not very good. But we were playing against a very good team. We should give as much respect. For us to have won at least one leg against Sundowns was very big this year. It's something that you could never bargain for if you are any other team in the league. And for us, I just wanted these boys to show what they can do without putting a lot of pressure on them. And I was not very pleased with how they played first half, but I think second half they came back stronger.
We'll take questions from the floor. Please do remember to introduce yourself. Any takers? There are no questions. We'll start. Lawrence.
I like your style.
Thank you. Coach, you're one of the most free-scoring teams. Ndlovu, Dion, top scorer of the league. Are you not tempted to maybe alter your style of play to be less open as it is, to potentially find balance in this arrows to maximize maybe your amount of points that you're generating this season? Because you did predict it to be a different season. You said at the start of the campaign this is going to be a very interesting season. It's different, which we do see now with the title race and how close things are in the middle as well. But are you now tempted in the last few games to change the way you approach football matches?
No.
Why not?
Because we've not conceded much this year. I think the team has improved so much defensively this year. I think we've played so many matches with clean sheets, which is a sign of growth in the team. When you concede 2 against Sundowns, honestly, if you want to complain about that, other people get 5, others get 3, and we are only getting 2, and we still manage to get 1. So, personally, I think the team has improved defensively a lot. We are coming from 4 games without conceding a goal, and that should be a sign that the team is moving towards the right direction.
Coach, Tato from Open Radio. Coach, in December, the first time when you played Mamelodi Sundowns, perhaps your team was also free scoring and the results were coming in very good. At one stage, it looked like you were challenging for the league.
Are you serious?
You were winning games consecutively and you're doing very well.
No, but we must be serious, guys. I mean, really, challenging for the league. Okay.
With the performances that you were seeing. With the performances that you were seeing, you were doing quite well.
Man, this team is very young. We are trying. It's a lot of youngsters. I think in the team that played today, starting 11, you had probably 4 players that were playing in the ABC Motsepe League last year, if not 5. And we've got a team that is moving from probably the average age of 34, 33. Now we've taken the team down to closer to 22. I'm still trying to make sure that I work on these boys, and I'm seeing a lot of growth, and I never thought they could be where they are now, and I see them standing a very good chance to finish in the top 8. I'm being honest. Remember this day.
Coach, must get the power now. Is there? I mean, I know that this season you still have a couple of matches to play, but is there fear because of how well the players are playing? So much spoken about they've been very good. Is there fear that you may have to rebuild again the next season if people come calling for them? But also maybe just a word on your captain Gian. I think one of the most comfortable centre backs among the
Uh, if I'm honest with you, I don't have that fear because we also have to balance our books. So if people are coming with good offers for our players, I think I signed a whole lot of youngsters to try and make sure that we've got a team behind this team. And already players like Kasa, we have given opportunities and they have shown that they can take over. Stolle came in today again. He's another player that can take over from the players that might be wanted. I would be happier if we could get good money for these players so that we can reinvest and improve the squad, because the reality is we should not run away from the fact that our teams do not have the same budgets as the rest of the teams. So we should be willing to sell, but we should not be foolish in doing that. We should sell at a good price to whoever can afford what we want, so that we can balance the books. But we have not even spoken about selling players at this stage. We are still focusing on making sure that these boys give the team at least a top 8 spot this season.
And then your captain?
On Gianni, he's been very consistent. He's one of the best defenders. It's just that in our country, you remember we're coming from Mfecane. You know Mfecane? Mfecane were those wars. So we always think better players are bigger players. And Gianni, for me, is one of the best defenders. And his partner, Mabaso, was playing ABC Motsepe League last season and is also a very, very good football player. And I foresee them being top defenders next season. Already, they've done exceptionally well. So I rate him very highly. That's why I even gave him the captain's armband to make sure that I show the confidence that I have in him. From the first day he played for me, I was very impressed with him. And he's got so many qualities that you need in a modern centre-back.
We'll take the last 2 questions.
Thank you, Shub.
Thank you.
Coach, at luck on the defeat. We just want to get your thoughts here on the news that VAR could be implemented next season. When you spoke about it earlier on.
Next season is too far. The game, guys, and I keep saying this thing because the game is becoming too dynamic for the referees. Today I even saw a sniff of a VAR that I don't know, because the truth is I think the linesman, if there's an offside, he raises the flag, and I did not see the flag, but I saw the negotiations and then there's no offside. And I'm not saying it was offside or not offside, but I expect the right thing to happen in a football match. And every week we'll be talking about this topic, because we are running one of the biggest leagues in the country, in the continent. And thus we should understand the investment that is put on these clubs, the investment that is put in training should be worth accepting the result and saying, at least the VAR checked and they made a mistake. But when you are going to see mistakes regularly, because I've moved away from even blaming the referees now, because I've realized they are human beings, and most of the time the complaints we have as coaches, as club administrators, are based on the second opinion that we have from the stand or somewhere else. Because I look at the iPad and I say, ish, this was offside. Then I'm able to make noise and say, hey, this was offside. But the reality is, when it happens first, sometimes you don't see. The handball of Mudau, I will not say it was a handball or not. I did not see. I'll be lying if I say I saw. And these things are happening every week. So if we say next season, I don't have a problem. But the reality is that somebody would have been relegated with wrong decisions, and somebody might lose the championship with those decisions. Maybe when that happens, that's when we will say, hey, maybe we should have applied this thing earlier. Because I in my opinion, I know, and I'm not expecting the PSL to be the one who run that show. Most clubs in South Africa don't own stadiums. The stadiums are owned by the municipalities. And if the municipalities want football to go to their cities, they should pay for the VAR in those stadiums, so that it's easier to make sure that all football matches, we fight for all football matches to be televised, and the stadiums are equipped with VAR, and it becomes a precondition for a stadium to be used for a PSL match. And the municipalities can easily finance this. There is a lot of money that goes somewhere else in the municipalities, so at least it will be doing something.
Thank you, coach.
Ah,
That was the last. We said last week.
but this guy with the hairstyle guys has been asking. Okay, but I like their style. I will allow you.
Coach, you've seen this movie before at Sundowns for over a decade, where once they get into their stride, it's very difficult to stop them. They've won now 6 games in a row. Do you think that this is the point where, you know, it's business as usual and they go on to win every game?
I will not confirm that. But what I will say is I've always believed Sundowns has got what it takes to win the league. And I've always said it. And I'm not mincing my words there, because even if you look at the players that were not on the bench, that team has got what it takes to win the league. I like the competition that Pirates is bringing. I like the competition that every other team is bringing. But the reality is this team has got depth. And not just depth. You know, other teams, I can take 1 or 2 big teams and say if player A and player B would not be in the team would not be the same. But at Sundowns, if Tebogo is not there, Marcelo is there. Jaden Adams is there, Obas is there. It's the same. Kulisi is there. And for me, Kulisi should be playing regularly as well. So there's so much depth in every position. And based on that, even when the season becomes stressful, but they've got enough quality for the PSL. I don't think there is any issue there. Nobody should even think there is serious contention there. I think for me, it's a no-brainer.
Thank you, coach. Good luck for the next match. Thank you, gents.
Thank you.